Hello and welcome back to Ireland Esports Collegiate Series. We are back with another round. I think this is round 3, if I'm not mistaken. And we have for you to begin to set us off a matchup we have seen many a time. It is TCD, Trinity College Dublin versus Setu. So Setu being Panda, Shallow, and Tomster. TCD, Waffle, Jamingo, and Fuzi. I'm, of course, joined by the wonderful caster and Rocket League coach, Magic. Magic, how are you feeling about this matchup?
It is going to be an interesting matchup. We have the big league Sedu incoming here, so definitely going to be interesting to see what TCD have up their sleeve against Sedu. It is going to be a bit of a nice matchup. How are you, my brother? How is it going, Gib?
Yeah, all going good. We've started off straight into the game because we didn't want either of these teams to have be left waiting longer than they needed to. So, but very close. Nice save from Waffle there. Almost missed it. Yeah, it's interesting to see the side of TCD shake it up a little bit. I know for the past couple seasons of Ireland Esports Collegiate Series, it's been Waffle, Nuss, and Freeze, but Jamingo and Fuzi taking those spots, Waffle staying where he is. Going to be interesting to see a couple players I'm not quite familiar with yet.
Well, I can say Fuzi is a very good trees player. As I speak, man just finds an open net from pretty much his own almost goal line, just launches the ball from one side of the pitch to the other side of the pitch. The blue side, I don't really know what Shallow was doing. He was just kind of waiting after getting respawned. So I just kind of see him just kind of fight in there. But we have 1-0 to TCD, and yeah, no more AFK from Team Seru. Now,
yeah,
do we have any predictions, or do you want to leave the caster cards out of the way?
you're tempting fate here once again. Oh, very close from Jamingo, but coming off the post. Yeah, definitely. As much as I would like to give predictions, maybe let's keep them out as Setu Panda managing to secure the tie game there from. But I will throw the question back to you, Magic. Do you have any predictions? Both sides quite strong, some very good players out on the pitch. Not sure if we'll be seeing high-scoring games. It'll probably be a 1 or 2 goal difference in the final score lines in this best of 5, but yeah, Magic, how are you feeling? Do you have any predictions? Do you have any favorites to win?
I would say Seru, honestly. Seru, they've always been looking strong, always a really strong side. 3 of their players are very experienced players, so they have like this upper hand going into all those matchups. Now, of course, I'm not saying TCD are not as good or anything like that, but Seru, judging of experience, judging of their skill level, they have a lot of that just on their side into their advantage. However, that does not mean TCD is not able to throw on a fight. Now, they had scored a first goal. It is still very close. It is like both sides will be just playing around here. Now, Seru, it feels like they're playing a bit loose at the moment. They're just kind of trying to test what they can do, kind of test what they can get away with here. Now, TCD, they have to use this chance to try to get something going, and Shallow, he decided to is this character orange enough here? He just decided to save a shot here, and I see Panda just waiting in the net, so oh, never mind, he went out of net. He went for a pass instead. But that's what I was kind of saying. Seru has a lot of experience. They are playing that bit of a loose ball game here. Now it is up to TCD to punish that and not let it get into their mentals.
Yeah, it seems that Shallow realized what team he was on that time. The 2-1 to the side of Setu. I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Magic. It seems that Setu are kind of feeling out their opponent that little bit more, trying to see what they can get away with. And Jamingo soaring through the air. Beautiful goal from him, just slipping it under the crossbar there.
A beautiful goal straight into the top corner. The Seru side just let it slide, and it's 2-2. Now TCD, it doesn't seem like it is affecting them that Seru are playing a loose ball. It seems like they still want to play their best game. It doesn't really matter to them, and this is what I like to see here. Now Tom, and was it at the end? Panda went for the pass, Tom went for the shot. I was unsure who wanted to go for that shot. It looks like both of those players just wanted to steal the goal off each other here. So Tom manages to beat his own teammate to score this goal and gets himself a goal as well. And Panda still has a bit more points than him. I think they're just fighting for who has more points at this stage here. Now, that being said, TCD, what can they make happen here? Can they make something out of the situation that they have? With Seru playing loose, Jamingo trying to go for a save, gets the ball into the corner, Waffle controlling the ball, goes as far as Panda, Tom pre-jumping all the way towards backward, Panda goes in for the shot, a brilliant save by Fuzi. Now Waffle, oh what a save by Jamingo, just bounces off the post. Now Seru's side is trying to keep a bit more pressure onto the TCD side. Tom just looking for a sidewall read. Now Shallow, not quite sure why he's flying straight behind Tom, but we're seeing some interesting gameplay, wouldn't you agree here?
Yeah, definitely interesting is probably the best way to put it. That was a beautiful save by Jamingo and a beautiful save by Fuzi. Shouldn't forget. But it definitely seems to me that Setu are getting back into their rhythm as we've come to see them play, of that unrelenting attack offensive gameplay, not giving their opponents much time to breathe, not giving their opponents much time to get those clear balls that they need, and yeah, struggling to get it out of their side of the pitch at the moment. Setu really trying to drive that home as Tom scores another goal for the side of Setu, making it 4-2 with 35 seconds left on the clock. There still is another kickoff. It's still time for TCD to score 2, but Setu are going to make their lives very difficult getting those 2 goals.
It's definitely not going to be an easy task for TCD, even to score those 2 goals. That is something, because the Setu side is a very, very strong side here. Now, TCD are trying to just find something to get out of their own kind of half at the moment. Now, Fuzi is looking for Jamingo in the midfield. Jamingo is trying to pop the ball up. He gets past one, he gets into Panda, brings it into the corner here. Now, Fuzi challenging from the ceiling. Tom just trying to get the ball to the other side of the pitch and gets in the shot. It is 5-2, ladies and gentlemen. Thompson gets himself a hat-trick.
Yeah, beautiful ball from Tom there. Just wow. Yeah, no words here, Magic. Just awestruck by that wonderful ball placement, getting it to the back of the net. Another kickoff here. 10 seconds. The countdown is on. Jamingo flying in, getting the reset, but not being able to utilize it. Tom chasing after that ball with Panda in tow, trying to get the pass in towards his teammate, and the ball is going to hit the ground. It is game 1 to Setu now.
Now, the Setu side definitely keeping a lot of pressure on TCD here. Even with the kind of loose ball play, a lot of players were pre-jumping. A lot of players were just kind of having fun to see what they can get away with, what they can do. But TCD, they still managed to find 2 goals. Jamingo and Fuzi putting themselves on the score sheet here. Now, I've seen Waffle just trying to implement a few more pre-jumps to kind of pre-jump their passing players from Setu's side. So there has been a bit of changing between the play styles from TCD from the start to finish of this match now. Now, it just depends on what will both of the sides kind of want to do. Will Setu want to just go in, dominate the way they usually like to just dominate? Will TCD find like an ace up their sleeve that they can pull out on Setu? Do they have something that we don't even expect? What are we thinking?
Yeah, it's kind of a coin toss, really. We know what Setu are capable of in those situations where they get a good run at things and they kind of just pile on that pressure. But that's not to say TCD, like you said, might have a trick or 2 up their sleeves. Maybe if they can link in some passing plays, trying to keep the ball possession in the midfield a little bit more to stop Setu from piling down that pressure on them, could potentially give them a chance to take a game or 2 off them. But, time will tell. And we won't make any predictions because we know how wrong that goes. Ooh, just over the crossbar. And again, coming off the crossbar, Fuzi trying to get the clearance. Jamingo there, sending it into the corner, but Panda up to meet it. Waffle getting a touch on the ball, but sending it towards Tom, who's already on the wall, ready to receive it. Getting a touch, but not quite making anything of it. Ball back to the side of Setu now. Panda picking up full boost. Not quite getting to the ball, but managing to get the save in the end. Tom taking it off the wall now, trying to play his man. He was waiting for Waffle to challenge him there.
Just bait and switch, just let one man go, with making one man fly just by waiting. Pretend that he's gonna hit the ball to keep some possession here. Now, something big to notice from the Seru side, they're even comfortable without the boost. They just know if they're in a position where they can just mechanically feel comfortable to pretty much do anything they need to do, they feel delighted now. Whenever TCD do lose out on the challenge of maintaining a bit more boost, that is when Seru seems to go in, punish the TCD side. Now, Waffle find himself with that opportunity against Tom. Tom goes for a brilliant save here, keeping the ball out of his own net here. Shallow starts a counter-attack, goes into the corner of the TCD side. A brilliant pass, but even a better interception there by Fuzi. Tom looking for another midfield pass here. He goes as far as to Panda. Panda takes a soft touch into Waffle. Waffle decides to go for a low 50. Goes to Jamingo, who has an opportunity against Tom. Tom, can he make it happen one more time? No, he doesn't. And Jamingo, what a brilliant dunk, making that goal to the top corner. And this is a player that he's always very consistent now, so must be careful. You cannot definitely underestimate the consistency of just being to the correct position, correct time. TCD bring themselves back under the score sheet. It's 1-1. It is a draw in game number 2.
Yeah, that was a beautiful goal from Jamingo. I noticed Tom got a touch there, but didn't quite stop it from going in. Unlucky on his part. And once again, beautiful goal, beautiful finish from Jamingo, keeping that pressure on. Fuzi about to get the clearance, but Shallow diving in, headstrong. Panda getting a touch. Jamingo off the backboard now. Gets a touch. Was trying to look like he wasn't going to go for that for a second, but he ended up going for it. Waffle getting a touch, sending it back to Shallow. Fuzi in a position to save it, but Shallow going to play his man, trying to play it back to Panda now. Potential. Tom was already up. I thought I heard him.
Brother went flying like an angel in the sky. Now Fuzi gets a demo midway through the air. Tom is looking for a double tap play, but it is intercepted by Waffle. Waffle is not allowing anything more get past him at the moment. Now Jamingo is left alone with Tom, but Tom decides to backflip there actually. Shallow tries to put some pressure onto the TCD side. Waffle not with a lot of boost. Jamingo comes in to clutch the save here. Tom doesn't have much boost to work with, but he goes up in the air anyway. Regardless, Shallow looks for the ball, goes as far as to Jamingo, who is just going for the ball, trying to intercept it. Now Seru just trying to prevent the TCD side going to the blue side here of the field, but Jamingo, he's always there. I'm like calling Jamingo left and right. He's just always there when you need him, and definitely a very good player for the TCD side, keeping the game alive for them now. Panda, Tom don't have much boost to work with. What can TCD make happen out of this play? Waffle, he looks in for a shot, goes in for the bottom corner, and we have a winning side at the moment from TCD. They are winning by a goal against Seru. Now, is a minute and 30 enough for them to hold that lead? Or will Seru find a way to break through that?
Yeah, I think it might be a case of Setu don't want to lose this. They now need 2 goals in a minute and 30 seconds to take this game 2 for themselves. They're going to be wanting to pile on that pressure as much as possible, as we've seen them do once. We've seen them do many, many times. And as I'm saying it, Tom, beautiful, clinical shot there. Saw his defender he had to beat and taking advantage of that beautiful goal from Tom.
Very good timing there on the shot. Tom just decided to shoot as soon as he saw Jamingo trying to turn in towards the post. He was probably the most awkward just to make some sort of challenge from that position. So very well timed shot here. But does it really matter? It is 2-2. We need a goal in order to go for a win. Shallow leaves the ball, goes in for a demo. Jamingo driving backwards into a 50. Gets the ball past Panda, but it only goes as far as Tom. Fuzi, not much boost to work with. He clears the ball away, giving his time for his teammates to get some boost on recovery here. Shallow brings the ball all the way towards Tom. Tomster looking to solo play, go past Waffle, but Waffle doesn't allow the ball to go past him. Panda looking for a 50. Shallow bring the ball back to give some possession into Tom here. Fuzi left here with a chance, goes all the way high from the ceiling, goes in for the shot. And we have another goal for TCD, and everybody from the TCD side has scored a goal in this match. Fuzi didn't wait, didn't hesitate, just went straight in, catching Setu side off guard.
Yeah, he knew what he wanted to do. He knew what he had to do to potentially secure a win in this game too. But now, what will Setu make of this situation? Are they going to even it up again? Ooh, very close there, but just a little bit wide, and Waffle making sure that it was. Fuzi on the ball now, kicking it into the corner, but Panda able to intercept that. Low boost, but flicking it over Waffle. Jamingo there, up to meet the ball. Waffle getting in touch. Maybe not the best one on that ball. Fuzi going up strong. Bouncing it over Tom. 10 seconds now. The countdown is on. Looking like if TCD can hold out a little bit longer, they may be taking this game 2 from Setu.
Now, the ball is still in the air. It's still not on the ground, and it's about to hit the corner. No, Tom keeps it up, goes to Panda. Jamingo tries to kill the ball into the corner. Tom gets the ball up the wall. Shallow, double tap opportunity. Can they finish? Panda goes in for the shot. We have a second goal there by Panda. It is not over yet. We are going to overtime.
Overtime, first overtime of the night. Thank you, Magic, for taking over there. I was literally on the edge of my seat watching that unfold.
It is something that you just has to happen for a bit of entertainment there. Setu, they did not want to drop a match. They took it all the way to 0 second. Now, brilliant interception there by Jamingo. Tom looking in to provide a bit more pressure. Both blue sides are on the recovery. Jamingo trying to clear the ball, making Shallow use a lot of boost here. Fuzi gets the ball to Jamingo. Jamingo cuts Waffle off. Waffle tries to make a follow. Jamingo looking in for the other side of the pitch. Shallow, he saw the passing coming there. Now Panda, they're just trying to press the ball onto the orange side here, onto the side of TCD. TCD have been fighting like warriors in this match. They have been doing very good here. Waffle, brilliant 50. Now, what can he make happen here? He just needs a midfield pass, and here it comes. Here it is. Straight to Jamingo. The man just was waiting. He flew in the air. He trusted Waffle with his full heart. Gets it past Panda. The ball went into back of Setu's net. It is 4-3 in overtime.
Yeah, that was an interesting game. There were a couple moments in there. I had to stop myself from audibly reacting and taking away from Magic's beautiful commentary there. TCD taking game 2. It's now 1-1 in this best of 5. Setu probably gonna be trying to come back as strong as possible, make sure that they get that win in game 3. But how are you feeling, Magic, about how both these teams are faring up now?
I want to see the same from TCD, honestly. Let TCD fly, let them just shine. It is their moment. Jamingo is playing an absolutely fantastic game. He's definitely just being there. I'm calling him like pretty much all the time. I was kind of mentioning that like midway through. Very good there by Jamingo, just being able to be supportive of his teammates, just always being interactive with the plays. Now, Waffle and Fuzi just kind of keeping the gel together. Now, we all know Tom, Panda, and Shallow. They're amazing players, right? But even if they keep it a small bit loose, teams like TCD, this is where they are looking for their opportunities to shine. Now, we are going to game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. It is 1-1 on the series. It is a best of 5, meaning it is basically a draw. It's like almost like a best of 3 at the moment.
Yeah, it's definitely anybody's series to take at the moment. Like you said, TCD, if they can just find that weak spot in Setu's armor, which I will say is probably one of the hardest teams to find that weak spot in this whole competition. But if they manage to find it, they might be in with a chance of taking 2 games to their name against the formidable Setu.
Definitely would be a really nice feeling to get those games of Setu. Not even getting 1 game of Setu is a pretty good achievement. Setu is a really strong side, and TCD are looking strong. They are looking hungry to get the W against this side, the strong side of Setu. Waffle trying to commit into the corner, getting the ball out into Fuzi. Panda already pre-jumping. Shallow already in the air. Now all the Setu side guys, they They just like being in the air. They just don't want to be patiently waiting on the ground. A lot of space left for the man. Jamingo just trying to go for a fake. Panda is forced into making a challenge here into Waffle. Goes off the wall. Now Panda had to use a lot of boost to catch the ball from his own backward area. Shallow intercepted into Jamingo. Jamingo always there, always ready, always patient, always ready to go when he has to go. Fuzi tries to get the ball off Shallow, and I almost thought that would be an own goal, and thank God it was not an own goal. My heart dropped for a second there. DCD, they keep it entertaining from both sides. Now there's a demo mid-air. Tom gets the opener.
Yeah, that was very close, but Tom gonna make sure that they take the lead. Looking like Panda wants to get the final touch on that as well, but yeah, a goal for Setu. Sorry, I'm still flabbergasted at that save from the almost own goal. The pass back that didn't quite work out in the end. Jamingo on the ball. Fuzi trying to take a touch, and just a shy wide. But Waffle up to meet the ball, trying to beat his man in the corner. Shallow getting a nice touch. Jamingo picking up that boost. Tom on the ball now, but Fuzi trying to make a challenge. Jamingo back to Panda, going into the corner now. Waffle to beat. Waffle off the backboard, trying to pass it down to Fuzi. Getting a nice touch, but Panda intercepting. Up now, Shallow goes. And Panda trying to get a touch, but dropping it down to Tom. And once again, he's going to be finishing off. It was a beautiful drop down from Shallow there, knowing his man was going to be there. And Tom able to read that pass.
Waffle was anticipating that there would be a shotgun high. He wanted to pre-jump the ball, so Tom went low. Now Seru, they have 2 goals advantage in that game, but does it really mean much? TCD, they found 2 goals in game number 1. They almost scored 1 just here, and in game number 2 they did manage to find 4 goals. So I do believe TCD have the strength, have the power to get some goals going for their own side here. But Seru, it seems like they are starting to lock in a bit more here. They're starting to use a bit more passing plays. They're starting to look a bit more for the positions, just to not kind of drive out of them, I guess. Now, Tom playing the ball to the other side of the pitch, but it only goes into Fuzi. Shallow was ready to intercept. Now Waffle, last man back, the layer of defense, catching the ball, controlling. Panda dived him early. Tom was waiting for the ball in the air, takes it back into his own corner. Challenged by Jamingo, still is able to control the ball. Fuzi looking to play the ball back to his own half. Now Tom in the air. They're fighting against 2 strong defenders, Fuzi and Jamingo, just waiting to make the save. Waffle follows it up. Fuzi follows it up here. Tom, he tries to get the ball back to his own teammate here. A lot of jumps backward. They're just flying backwards, like from the center side. Just always being able to read where the ball is going to go to next. Just using a lot of boost, but still having much remaining in the air, in the presence, to keep something going against the TCD side. TCD side just struggling to find themselves on the ball with a bit of possession. Whenever they do get a touch on the ball, it feels like Seru just are able to snag it straight off them. Now, a lot of soft touches, a lot of fake touches, a lot of touches just anywhere from the Seru side, just making it hard for the DCD side. And as we speak, it is just working out. Just like so beautiful. I was gonna say something, I literally forgot what I was gonna say there. Good shot by Panda.
Fuzi getting a touch on that. Would have been a beautiful clearance, but Panda was not going to take that lying down. He was going to make sure that ball went into the back of the net. Shallow on the ball now. Fuzi going up to meet him, but over it goes. Waffle off the backboard. Tom in a prime position, but Jamingo off the backboard, getting a nice touch, getting clearance, but back to Panda now. Fuzi getting clearance down towards Setu's side. Shallow there to intercept that pass. Tom on the ball now. Waffle pre-jumped it. Like a madman. He knows that Tom loves to go for those aerial shots. Fuzi not quite getting a touch on that ball, but Jamingo is back into the corner, stealing that boost for himself, making sure the Setu side don't get it. A team bump on Waffle. Might not have been the best decision there, but managed to get away without being punished too much. Fuzi getting a touch out of the corner, not quite. Panda there to meet it. Waffle on very low boost, couldn't do much about that. Jamingo getting a touch, getting it out of the side of TCD, but the countdown is on, and it's looking like It's gonna be another win for Setu. Fuzi is passing it to Waffle on. Oh, so close to going in. It would have been another 0-second goal for the evening, but not quite. Setu taking game 3, 2-1 to Setu now in this best of 5. It's all to play for the side of Setu. It's all to lose for the side of TCD. It's really heating up now, and I love when this happens.
Oh, I feel like that second game, especially when TCD got it to overtime and they won that overtime, it ignited that hunger. It ignited that fire in Seru. It feels like Seru are like, nope, we're not gonna let it slide anymore. It feels like they just want that victory even more after just getting beat in the game 2 by TCD. But TCD, they've proved it not only once, they've done really good in game number 1 and game number 2. It can happen again, perhaps. Don't you say so?
Yeah, I think TCD could potentially, if they pull out all the stops, take this to a game 5, which I know I would love to see, but maybe the players are thinking maybe they prefer a bit of a break before their next matchups. Now, Panda moving out of the way. Waffle getting a touch back to Jamingo, but Panda intercepting that. Tom on the ball now. He sees Shallow in the midfield getting a touch. He's going to pass it down back to Panda, and Waffle getting a beautiful save there, and he's still hovering in the air, but Tom going to knock it back once again into the goal. A very early lead for Setu here. 1-0.
Jamingo just was looking for that squishy save. He gets the touch. I believe there was a second player just also looking for that second save from the squishy. Doesn't reach the ball, but Tom was there in time to make sure that he puts the ball in the back of the net of TCD. Now, all the players from the blue side are pushing, but all of them are pushing without any boost, leaving some space for TCD to work with here. Waffle resets into Jamingo. Jamingo plays the ball into the corner. Tom intercepts from his own backboard, keeping the ball up. Pre-jumped by Fuzi, who gets the ball down to Jamingo. Jamingo always there, always ready. Panda gets the ball, a good touch mid-air to control it there. Now Shallow. That was the most interesting play I have seen in the history of Collegiate. Did Shallow just... Wait, no, Panda just bumped his own teammate. Shallow just jumped right next to the ball. They let it slide right past them. And we have 1-1 for TCD. Who would have thought Waffle gets himself on the score sheet? Now, Jamingo.
Interesting kickoff.
And we have an interesting kickoff strategy. And the TCD side saw it coming. They took a bit more time. Jamingo dropping it down to Fuzi. Fuzi unable just to find a touch. They are looking for those opportunities. It is very, very possible here. Panda controlling the ball, doesn't have much boost to work with. He's trying to get the ball into that midfield region. Waffle able to intercept, get the ball into his own corner. Tom facing the play backwards. Panda intercepting the ball into the side wall. He's looking for a read, doesn't read the bounce, but Tom gets the bounce touch. Air dribble all the way towards the backward side. Shallow goes in for the shot, but Waffle is there. He is ready to pass to Fuzi. Just all the way on the center side, tried to go for the ball, doesn't quite get the touch that he was looking for. Now Shallow keeping the pressure going. Panda gets the 50. Waffle controls the ball on the ground, gets insta-challenged by Tom. Tom looking for a second insta-challenge of Doom, doesn't quite work out. TCD have another opportunity on their hands. Panda bring the ball up all the way to Shallow with a brilliant pass and brilliant finish. We have 2-1 for the center side. And they showed it in class, unlike that goal that they got scored on by TCD. We won't forget about that. We won't let that slide.
That moment of panic on the back line. Beautiful finish from the side of Setu there. Beautiful passing play as well. Kickoff here once again. Jamingo trying to fake Panda out there. Gets the reset, but not quite sure what he intended to do with it at that low altitudes. Shallow getting so close to being kept out, but in it goes. Yeah, the demo on Fuzi there just proved to be a little bit tricky. Jamingo almost keeping it out, but Tom just gonna knock it. Just make sure that that went in. Another kickoff.
Oh, sorry for cutting you off. I was just gonna say that Panda is choosing a wrong game choice. Instead of playing Rocket League, it feels like he's playing a CS:GO match here, just killing anybody that he sees in his vision, just trying to get a bump, trying to get something going here, just trying to give some more pressure, which is working against the TCD side. TCD side, they are looking for the possession, they're looking for the ball, so Sedu side are looking for a bit more interruptions midway through. Now, all three players are just on the orange field, and I see a good demo there by Fuzi, just trying to look for an opening for Jamingo here. Fuzi passes back to Waffle. Waffle goes in for a shot. A good interception there by Panda, just trying to challenge, keep the ball out from his own net. Gets himself some space while doing so. Fuzi, another good free into a 50. Shallow, a brilliant catch. Getting the ball into that midfield area. Almost works that tight angle himself. He goes as far as the Tom in that corner from the TCD side. Now all the players clumped up together. Tom flies in and gets the bar down. We have 41. Tomster gets himself another hat-trick.
Yeah, beautiful goal from Tom there. Just saw the opportunity and making sure he got the goal. Another kickoff in this best of 5. 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock. TCD trailing by 3 goals now, but they're not out of the question just yet. Oh, nice touch from Jamingo, and it's going to be a goal! The man, the myth, the legend, making sure that TCD are still in this game.
It's when you need them, that when you find them. And you always need him, you always find him. Jamingo just always there. Definitely somebody to keep your eye out on. Jamingo has been fantastic the whole series here, keeping the TCD side alive. Waffle has also been implementing himself lovely in those defensive opportunities here. Fuzi, he's looking for those interruptions, he's looking for those like demolitions, he's looking for some space openers, but doesn't quite able, make the save against Tom. Tom, he just knows when he has a defender. When it's left in a 1v1 opportunity, Tom is clinical. You don't want to be against Tom in those scenarios. You don't want to be left in a 1v1 against this man. They just know what they do, and they do it the best way possible. Now, 1 minute remaining. We would need to see a miracle from Team TCD. How possible is it? Jamingo is looking for a pass into Waffle. Waffle goes in for the shot. A follow-up by Fuzi. A brilliant save. They were just reading that top corner shot there. Waffle tries to get the ball. Doesn't quite make it happen. Bounces back to Panda. And it is looking less and less possible for the TCT side to bring it back to overtime.
Yeah, it's seeming possibly like this game might be going to Setu. That's not to say that TCD have played poorly. They've played very well when considering, who they're up against. Setu just have been that little bit stronger with the passing plays, with keeping that pressure on their opponent's side of the pitch. But Fuzi trying to get the bounce off the back wall there for his teammates. But yeah, Shallow's not going to miss that one whatsoever. And Fuzi not quite being able to get back to the ball there in time. 7-2 now to Setu. I guess technically a caster curse has happened, because I said at the start of the stream that we wouldn't see any high scoring games because, these teams are both so strong. It tends to be that it's quite a ping-ponged affair when that happens, but we have now seen 10 goals in this game, so I guess count me proven wrong.
They just both wanted to prove you wrong there. Now, Setu, they wanted that hunger back from that game too. It seemed like they didn't really like that game number 2, and even that little goal line miss from the Setu side kind of just ignited that much power to score that many goals in such a short period of time against TCD. And TCD, they have been putting up a fight against Setu, so congratulations to both of the sides. Setu is taking it home.
Beautiful job from Setu taking this first series of the evening. Congratulations. And I would like to say congratulations to TCD for taking that game 2, was it? If it was a game 2 or game 3 off of Setu. Very well done from the side of TCD. Played very well, but very, very strong opponents to come up against this evening. But of course, we have another series coming up for you very shortly. We're going to take a quick break. But before we do that, I would like to take a moment of your time to thank our wonderful sponsors that make what we do here at Ireland Esports Collegiate Series a possibility. So a big thank you to Red Bull, GG Machines, Logitech, Dogpatch Labs, and PlayAid for making what we do a possibility. We will be back very soon, so don't go anywhere. We have another series coming up. Welcome back to Ireland Esports Collegiate Series. We have yet another best of 5 for you. It is ATU versus Ulster University. Magic. We are definitely in for a treat or an interesting matchup. You know, I'm not too familiar with a lot of the players that are going to be on the pitch. I know that we saw, I think it was Ulster University face off against QUB last week, and they had a couple really nice moments of working well together. But Magic, I'm gonna throw the question to you, the dreaded question as per usual.
Are you sure about that now? Do you really want to?
I think we should risk it for this one. Predictions?
Predictions. I think Ulster University will definitely have fun. I would say A2 will also have fun. These are my predictions. Now you're probably looking for a score predictions. I might actually shift that over back to you.
Oh, I think we're going to game 5. I think it's going to be overtime game 5 as well. But those are just the predictions that never come true. Of course, we are just waiting on everybody to join up on their respective teams, and they shall be doing so very shortly. But yeah, no, I'm excited to get into this one. We had a lot of really tense moments in the last series, TCD versus Setu. There was a couple riding on the edge of your seat moments. But I'm excited to see what both ATU and Ulster have in store for us. A beautiful kickoff from Elite there. Ball back to Jasper. Tezik trying to go for a touch, and going to be a very early goal, 7 seconds into this game, and ATU going to take the lead on this one.
I don't know how to kind of pronounce this first part of the name, but Makobsen, or what is it? Makobs. Sorry, my bad. Makobsen? I need to pronounce the name. Makobsen, or something like that. He scored a first opening goal. Very nice to get the early lead going there. And oh, never mind. Ulster University didn't wait too long. It's 1-1 already. Elite, the man that was actually all the time, like pretty much everywhere against QB side, he was showing a lot of powerful plays. He's already like in here. Ulster University already ready. 80 already ready. Now we have pretty nice players from both of sides. We have Elite, Jasper. We have Non-Izette. We have Tezik05 and Makobsven. And we also have Yot 6090. I'm not quite sure why it's a 90 and not a 900 or an 09. Maybe he will tell us in the future, but Yot 6090 in the air, using all his power of spirit, going in for the ball. He has done something. He has got the ball on the orange side of the pitch here. Now Elite bringing it on from his own backward. Now brings it over one person. Yot was waiting on the ground. Doesn't use a lot of boost. Gets the ball off the ceiling. Brilliant control. Brilliant passes to Zeke there. We might be in for a treat, as he said. It is seeming like some interesting gameplay is happening here. Yot, he is a very controlled player. The way he's able to just find space, he's just catching the ball like left and right, like nothing. And Mako going in for the shot here. Jasper trying to follow a 50. Jasper goes in for the shot, finds a double and gets a goal. We are in for a treat.
Nicely done. Yeah, I was going to say that after those 2 goals in the first 12 seconds of this game, it seemed to calm down just a little bit. But Jasper has just proved me wrong with a beautiful double tap. And another kickoff. Once again, Mac, this name. Tezik going up for Yot, coming in clutch, saving the day. Mac Ben, Tezik. Elite gonna get a touch on that. Very little boost, if any, but Yot in there. He's really going for it. Nunzet coming off the back wall. Yot sending it down to Elite in the midfield. He's going to get a touch. Tezik going up for it. Magos Ben trying to get in there as well, but Jesper getting a touch, sending it mid of their goal. Nazet getting a touch, keeping it in the midfield, but Tezik up to meet it. sending it into the corner. Jesper getting a touch now. Back to Macca's Ben. He's bringing it into the corner. Not going to go for the boost, but Jesper getting a nice touch on it, putting it midfield, and Tezik or Yote even getting a nice touch on that one. Elite getting the demo on Yote, going up for the ball. Beautiful air control there, and gonna make it just past Tezik to score another goal for the side of Ulster.
The man to watch. Elite.
Yeah.
Sorry for cutting you off there.
No, you're all right.
Elite is just somebody we have been seeing, and we're kind of talking about like last time we've been seeing him on the stream. He's just everywhere. He's just everywhere where you need him. Like, he lives up to his own name. But somebody that is kind of just there, just catching my eye, is Yote 600,090. He is able to find space very nicely here. He is playing a very defensive game here, just trying to interrupt as much shots as possible here. Now, can A2 find themselves a bit more possession, a bit more ball time, a bit more danger side onto the orange side? Because it seems like the Ulster University, they just want to keep as much pressure. We have a counter-attack opportunity there by the blue side. Yote brings the ball up here to Elite. Elite gets a very strong touch to Tezik. Jesper is looking for a follow. Elite left the ball for Jesper to go in for the shot. And Nonzete looking in for the follow-up. Now Yote. Something you want to realize about Yote, he is very, very, very controlling of the ball. He does not like to give it away. In a way, I do like it. However, it is 3v3s. Once you get past one man, you also need to get past second and third. So it is very hard to play that controlling game in 3v3s here. Now Elite looking to put on some pressure onto Tezik. Now Mako Zen goes in for a little offensive play here. Now Yote from the corner. I just see in my dual, my co-caster just kind of laughing at me whenever I try to pronounce Mako Zen name here. But I'm doing a much better job, I believe. I hope he's okay with me just mispronouncing his name at times. Yote brings the ball into the sky, looks in for a reset, tries to go in for another touch. It is blocked by Jesper. Now, Mako tries to provide some pressure. Jesper, brilliant interception here. Tezik drops the ball back to Yote. Yote controlling the ball. He used a lot of boost to do so, but still finds Tezik. He is blocked there by Jesper. Now, ATU side looking a lot stronger in the second half of this match in comparison to the whole match here. Now Tezik goes in for the shot, almost gets it in here. Elite finds himself with the ball on the backboard. He gets pre-jumped by two players to stop him. Marcos Ben just able to get the ball into the opposite side of the field here. Elite high in the sky. Tezik left with the ball, gets a heavy touch all the way to Nozete, who's unable to catch the ball. We will have game number 1 going to the Ulster University side. Now, after seeing game number 1, I think we're genuinely in for a treat. Now, I believe there's going to be a game 5. I think this is like a potential for a game 5. What do you say?
Look,
I don't want to jinx anything.
I made a prediction, and there is potential. There is potential here if I don't stumble over my words. Ulster University having a really good start to that game, and then ATU maybe taking a little bit longer to warm up, but got there in the end, piling on that pressure, taking a page out of Setu's book, and making sure that their opponents didn't really have much of a chance to get the clear balls going. Another game here, game 2, Ulster University in the lead in this best of 5, but it is all up for grabs. Jesper letting it fall down to Elite, who's in a position. Oh, he's going to try and fake his man, but Macca's Ben going to get a touch on that, get the clearance back into the midfield where Tezik is waiting in anticipation. Ball is going to go loose a little bit, but Elite getting a touch. Tezik, very nice, trying to play a little bit more to, let his teammates get into a position, but Jesper bringing it into the corner. Yote getting a beautiful touch on that. Macca's Ben following in for that, trying to get a bump on Elite, get that defender out of the way. Ball back to ATU side now. Elite dropping it down to Jesper, and there it is, an opening goal 40 seconds in. Magic, I don't think we're going to be short of goals in this series, and it's definitely going to keep it entertaining for us.
Another thing that keeps it entertaining is, can we just take a quick look and consideration on the card choice from both of those sides? So, Yote just put on like the cleaner topper. I don't know if that is supposed to mean anything. He has like the yellow header for cleaning. Now we do have a goal there by Jesper, who finds himself 2 goals. He is not short of getting those goals. Apparently he only has 1 shot. He has 2 goals, so his shot percentage into goal ratio is definitely interesting. Now, I will give a shout out to Non Zete. I think this is the best card choice. It's like full of warmth, full of hearts, full of love. And as I said,
Yeah.
Mako, man, get himself a shot.
Yeah, a nice save there from Elite, and Mac has been taking full advantage at knowing that his opponent wasn't going to make it round in time to stop that going in. 2-1 to the side of Ulster University. Yeah, I really do like Nunzet. His card design there, it's very pink, and it's animated as well. We see the beautiful pink love heart flapping in the wind as the aerial. Jesper gonna score a hat trick for himself now. Elite making the final pass over to him. Could have stolen that goal for himself, but Jesper making sure that it went in.
I think Jesper just wants more points at this stage. He wanted a hat trick. It feels like he was taking inspiration from our last game from the Sedu side, when Sedu side was kind of looking to steal each other goals just to get a bit more points on the scoreboard. I think that is what happened with Jesper. I think he wants a few more points there than Elite. They just kind of want a bit more goals. Now, there's a brilliant opportunity play by the orange side here, just providing a lot more pressure than the ATU side. Also, the University just being able to intercept pretty much any plays that are kind of coming at their way. Now, Makop Sen, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm getting confused with the names. They're like just kind of tongue twisters, you know. And I kind of always thought that my own name was kind of hard, not the magic name, like, you know, my actual Arkadiusz name, you know, say like a Polish tongue twister name. But sometimes when I look on those players' names, it is hard to go. Makop Sen is going in for the shot there. A good pass there by Yot in the midfield area. Tezik just not quite able to intercept. Now Yot, I think he gave like a little loft tap there to Makop Sen. Now Tezik looking in for the shot. He gets the 50 going onto Elite. Elite brings the ball up, gets intercepted by Yot. 6090, my favorite name. We will definitely have to ask him why those numbers specifically. Now Yot looking in to make a quick turn, and his vision and passing plays, they're really catching an eye. He's just really able to visualize the game. He's really able to find his teammates in the spots that you wouldn't usually expect to find your teammates from. He's able to just see the whole pitch like with a 360 vision. Yot, bring the ball into the corner. He goes as far to Elite. Now Tezik left alone with Jesper. Jesper gets a soft touch. It doesn't go into the net here, but he's looking to make a pass to Elite. Elite in the air, goes in for the shot. Brilliant communication by both of the team. Elite found his teammate with full trust, and his teammate lived up to his name, as always.
Beautiful finish there. Apologies, I've been reading the quick chat here. I think that Elite and Jesper are watching it on the stream, judging by some of the reactions. But yes, 4-1 to the side of Ulster University. Elite getting a touch on the ball, but Yot is playing it into the middle. Macca's Ben, and Tezik is going to score a goal. I'm sorry, Macca's Ben. Your name is just such a tongue twister.
I think you're supposed to, like, so it's J or G? There's like so many ways to pronounce it, right? Because it could be like Jai because of the IE, or it could be like JE or JA, or, you know, you have the J in there. Then you have the Mako, or you can say Mako, or you can say Makob. Now, I don't really know how to pronounce his name here, so I think it is Makob Sen. Because I don't think so you could kind of have the B and an S together, you know what I'm saying? It kind of just sounds like a kind of weird. Either it's Makob Sen, what I believe, or Makob Sen. Now, because I don't know, I'm gonna go with Macob said because it's just easier to pronounce.
I think I'm gonna stick with just Mako from now on. Beautiful pinch! Oh, but just a little bit wide. That was that would have been possibly a record speed for goals in Ireland Esports Collegiate Series. Jesper getting a nice touch on that ball, trying to send it into the mid there. Nunzet diving in very strongly. Oh, Jesper getting taken out by Mako. Oh man, even if the abbreviation is catching me out. Elite on the ball now. Getting a nice touch. But Mako's been in there. He's gonna score that goal. He's gonna bring it back. Exactly. Nice clearance. You know, sometimes double commit does work out.
It's so as Makopsen was going in for the shot from the clearance, he was just getting an extra moral support from his teammate. Just give him a little like push on the back, that little love tap. You know, when you just let your kind of like, you know, brother, your son, whatever, like just make their first steps on like a, you know, on a cycling journey when they're just trying to get themselves picked up, when they can't go on those two wheels. That little like tap from the behind. This is the tap that we kind of got going in for the shot. But as we speak, is there a 0-second opportunity goal? Because there is a shot going in from the Zeke. Doesn't quite find the clinical shot that we was looking for. Now Elite decides to keep the ball up. Now Jesper finds a goal. There is a 0-second goal. It isn't for the ATU side, but it is for Ulster University. Jesper finishing with 4 goals and 2 shots. Now that's quite interesting, isn't it?
That is. Wait, hold on. Did I hear you correctly? 4 goals and 2 shots. I don't think those ratios work out. Well, that is you know what? We'll let Rocket League deal with that one. Ulster University taking the second game. It's down to the wire now. Ulster University need to keep in the form that they've been on all evening, and ATU, you know, they've been able to score goals. We've seen them put those pieces into play, but it's going to be a case of they need to keep the pressure on that little bit more and make sure they come out on top. It is all to win for the side of Ulster University. It is all to lose for ATU in this game 3. Yod getting a nice touch. Apologies, Magic. I cut across you.
I think there's like a bit of that hunger just to get something going from the ATU side. They didn't play a bad game. They're playing a wonderful game. What a shot there by Ali. What an attempt. He just doesn't quite able to make it find the net. He actually goes all the way to the corner. In fact, now Elite one more time on the ball. Tries to go pinching the ball off the corner. Now it goes as far as the Zeke, but if I was to mention the ATU side, I didn't really know the players. I just judge by their name, but I do want to give a good shout out to Yod. He's always there when you need him. He wants to play that controlling game, and that controlling game is punishing. Now Makop Sen finds himself that goal here, and I didn't pronounce his name this time. He just dives straight in with no hesitation whatsoever. He sees balls and he goes ball. 1-0 for the ATU side.
Yeah, it just looked like Nunzet was caught a little bit off guard by that ball. Didn't quite, wants to make sure they got a touch, but didn't want to make it the wrong one. Unlucky, and Makop's Zen taking full advantage of that situation. Jesper getting a demo on Makop's Zen. Getting a touch on the ball, and it's going to be a shot. It's going to be an equalizing goal. Beautifully done. He saw the opportunity and he took it in his stride. Oh, look at that power put behind that ball. 1-1 in this game 3. Ulster University bringing it back. They still need a couple more goals to make sure that they take home this series for themselves, but Elite on the ball now. His opponents know he's dangerous in these positions. Tezik going up to meet him, but not quite getting a touch. Yod is the one that's going to make the clearance on that one. Jesper in a position, gets the reset, coming off the ceiling. Nunzet putting it in a good position, but Makop Zen getting a touch off that Yote, trying to pass it to his teammate. Elite trying to catch it in the middle of that pass. Jesper getting a nice touch, bringing it down into the corner, stealing that boost from his opponents. Elite trying to play it a little bit slow, but Tezik's not going to let him get away with it. Jesper getting a touch, back to Nunzet. Jesper on the ball now. Going to be a clearance from... I'm not quite sure who got the clearance there, but clearance from somebody on the ATU side. Jesper trying to get a touch. Nunzet going to bring it back towards ATU's corner. Tezik bringing it across his own goal line. Always a very dangerous thing to do, but he wasn't punished for it this time. Now Jesper getting a touch, but Yote getting a beautiful clearance back towards the side of Ulster University. Tezik getting a touch on the ball, trying to bounce it back to his teammate. And oh, so close to going in. Makovzen almost getting a goal, but just a little bit wide, and it's going to roll all the way back to Yote. Makovzen waiting for it to come down, but Nunzet not going to let that happen. Hitting it off the sidewall into Jasper, who's going to take a beautiful double tap and take the lead in this game 3.
Jasper did not wait. He saw the opportunity. He saw how much space he was left with in the air. He goes in for a double tap. Tries to bring it backward just to make an enemy think he is going in for a shot. Doesn't go in for a shot. He goes in for the rebound. Ends up working out for him. Now, there is one thing I need to mention there about Jasper is his tag that he's using currently. It is a new addition to Rocket League, and I don't think someone is the biggest fan of this. And he is getting punished for it. Makopsen gets himself another goal. 2 goals. This time 3 shots. And we have 2-2 on 2 minutes to go. Now, bring it back to the topic. What do you think about the new game tag that Jesper has?
The game tag?
Yeah, the little title that you have under the name when you look on the scoreboard.
Oh yes. Well, I'm not really one to be in a position to comment, because if I was playing, you would see the exact same one. But that's more because I went through the blood, sweat, and tears of playing ranked quads to get it. Beautiful shot there from Nunzet, but just a little bit wide, and Makopzen gonna get the clearance. Jesper getting a demo on Yote. Makopzen trying to get the goal. Jesper taking the ball off of his opponent, looked like he was trying to go for a musty flick, but didn't quite get the power he needed behind it. Into the corner of Ulster now. Elite on the ball, getting a nice flick over. Well, tried to get it over one man, but Tezik wasn't going to take that line down. Jesper on the ball. Makopzen making his life difficult. Nunzet taking a nice touch, clearing the ball to the side of ATU, but Yote able to intercept that, no problem to it. A double commit from Jesper and Elite there. Jesper taking the ball up now into the corner of ATU. Beautiful pinch out of that one. Makopzen able to clear that danger. Not much of an issue to him. Elite getting a touch back to his teammate Jesper, who's waiting for it. Getting a touch over Tezik, but Makopzen getting the touch in the end. Elite, nice, sending it up. Yote intercepting, bringing it back down to Ulster's side of the pitch. Makopzen not going to let them get on the counter offensive there. Yote, very clinical. Oh no! That was beautiful.
Just bounced it off the post. I got you off again.
Beautiful ball control from Yote, and just a little bit wide from Tezik. Jesper on the ball, the countdown, it's ticking, and there's nobody there to stop it from going in.
A 0-second goal by Jesper. He wanted to prove us wrong with the tag. He played so much quads. He's able to visualize everyone. He had to score all the goals to get his beautiful 6 and another number. I won't mention what number, just so it doesn't become into a funny moment. He used an ability of visualizing the pitch to score more goals. Now, this time Jesper has 2 goals and 3 shots. Last time he had 4 goals and 2 shots. Jesper did not find it difficult to find himself on the score sheet. Always there, always scoring goals, even if he's not shooting. Now, brilliant University, also University side, they played a very aggressive game. They did not want to leave much space for the ATU side. Now, that being said, I did like the way Yote was performing. He was performing pretty well when he was trying to look for his teammates, trying to find those teammates. Now, did it always happen that they were able to capitalize on it? Not necessarily today, but I do see potential for the future where there might be some really nice passing plays actually coming from the ATU side. Now, another good shout out to Makopsen. That's, I believe, how you pronounce his name, hopefully. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mako. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. He was very solid as a player as well. Now, that also University side was going in very strong. And I do think they have a very strong lineup because even if they don't have the main roster playing for them, they can change between players. Like last time we saw, was it like Luca playing on the team? We didn't see him this time on the Austin University side. It feels like they have just enough players just to swap each other out, just to kind of navigate who is playing, who's not playing. And I really like that about that side, you know? What do you say?
Yeah, I think Ulster University played very well today. I think ATU also played very well, just a little bit. They took a little bit more time to get warmed up is probably the best way of putting it in that game one. We saw they were kind of being pushed on the defensive quite a lot by Ulster University, but then in the second half of game one, they were piling on that pressure, taking a page out of their opponent's book. Definitely a great showing from the two sides today. Definitely kept us entertained and a lot to talk about. Of course, it has been us, Magic and Gib. It's weird talking about myself in the third person like that, but if you have enjoyed, do be sure to give us a follow if you haven't already. And I would also like to give one last shout out to our wonderful sponsors that make what we do here a possibility. So a big thank you to Red Bull, GG Machines, PlayAid, and Dogpatch Labs for sponsoring us and making what we do a possibility. Of course, if you are interested in other games, you can check them out on this Twitch channel that you are watching right now. I'm not quite sure what else is happening this week. I think Valorant was yesterday, but I think we still have CS2, League of Legends, and F1 coming up. And possibly something else, but correct me if I'm wrong on that. So, be sure to come back for those notifications when they come up on your phone or whatever platform you're watching or device you're watching this on. And of course, we will be back next week for more Rocket League. It will be round 6 of Rocket League next week. So, catch us then. And thank you for watching.